The Hungry Ghost by Neill Farkhondeh. He sat with his eyes closed, taking a moment to think what he would say and if he could say it. He could hear various conversations going on in front of him, an asorbic hum with a gentle echo. He opened his eyes and looked down the aisle. There was a table laid out with candles. Some were lit, the others forgotten souls. He wondered if anyone would have lit a candle for him. He reminded himself to light a candle for his friend before he left. He slowly bowed his head, looked to the floor and took a deep breath, wetting his lips with his tongue before a slow exhale. He felt calmer. A subtle confidence arose within him. If I woke up the next morning, it meant I didn't do it right, he said, without introduction and abruptly interrupting the various conversations going on. Conversations ceased. The echoes faded away. Everyone turned to the altar which he sat with his back to on a simple wooden chair, from which he would recite his complicated story. I wanted it to be peaceful. I didn't want to know that much about it, and I didn't want to get halfway through, change my mind and not be able to, he said. The main door next to the candles creaked open as a latecomer arrived. He listened to the latecomer's hurried footsteps find a seat before continuing. If I could raise a bottle to my lips or put a glass in my hand, then I'd continue until I blacked out, hoping that this time would be the last, he said, with every word a little harder to say than the last. There's no burden greater than the burden of simply being yourself, and if being yourself is a burden, why exist, he said. To the newcomers this made no sense. They were like he was not so long ago, helpless, their thinking crippled by pain and intoxication. A couple of old-timers nodded in agreement. They knew what he meant. They'd been there and got through it. He wanted what they had. In between, the people that were like him, people that didn't know if they'd made the right decision. However many steps forward they took didn't matter. They always seemed a single step away from their past. He told them about his childhood. He told them about the first time he drank and the relief he felt from being himself. He told them about his heart, a shattered window with a cold wind blowing through it. It was a monologue of anguish and despair. His time was coming to an end. I don't think I've changed that much. I think I know who I am now. There's a couple of people that say they love me. I think I'm even starting to love myself. Thank you, he said. A stagnated, gentle applause broke out as he took a deep breath, and as he exhaled, his soul sighed. He wasn't a hungry ghost anymore.